All right, everyone, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we've got a little change of scenery here. Josh and I have become lost in the woods.
We have. Where are we?
Where are we? I don't know, but it seems like a good spot to meditate.
Yes.
So
very good. Very good. Very good.
So that's what we're going to do today. On this beautiful morning, we're going to do a little meditation session, and beforehand, kind of talk about how we meditate and what's worked for us in the past. And it's not complicated. I think the biggest thing, especially in the beginning, is to keep it simple.
Absolutely.
And so you can see here that I am sitting on the ground and Josh is sitting in a chair, because there are multiple ways to sit. And again, just for clarity's sake, that's the point of this video, is practicing sitting meditation. So I'm on the ground. That's one way to do it. You can also do it in a chair, whatever's most comfortable for you. And the other thing that I'll say is, what I do is just try to focus on my breathing. Some people like to count, maybe count their breath, like going up to 10 and then starting back over again, and just kind of repeatedly doing that. That definitely works. I've done that many times before, and it does kind of help me clear my mind. But the other thing I'll say is, I wouldn't focus too much on trying to clear your mind. You will have thoughts. I guarantee I'm going to have thoughts during this meditation session. And if you do, that's okay. Just be aware of the thought. As long as you're aware of it, you see that it's there. What you can do is kind of gracefully go back to focusing on your breathing, which will help you get centered again. But again, don't try to be too judgmental of, oh, now I'm thinking, that's really bad, I should get back to trying to not think. I feel like when you try too hard to not think, you end up getting more thoughts that just kind of come up, right?
And then you get frustrated, and and it's counterintuitive, right? It just goes against everything. It just makes everything. So just be at ease, let it just flow. Again, this is a practice. So if it's your first time, just simply just getting into this position and trying it out we're gonna do it for 10 to 15 minutes. But if it's a couple minutes, if it's 5 minutes, hey, anything's good, because it's a practice. You can work your way up. So just main point is just taking some time, whether it's a minute or 5 minutes, whatever. It's just starting to create that practice, and starting to, if I can do it once a day or once a week, something. But something's better than obviously nothing. So, but that's, again, while Matt and I are here, try to just show you some simple ways. So a little bit more on what I'm doing. So me, I have a little bit of some back issues. So if I'm sitting like how Matt is, it can kind of start to mess with my back. So when I've been at temples and stuff, I say, oh, hey, you can do it this way. Just make sure your feet are kind of just flat on the ground. I tend to have my hands here, or sometimes I'll have my hands like this, palms up like that. But I'm pretty comfortable like this. And the main thing is just trying to keep good posture. In the chair, sometimes even me, I'll start getting really relaxed. You might even see me. I'll start slouching, and then I'll remind myself, get my spine back, trying to get it straight. So it's really important to try to just keep good posture, feet flat on the ground, hands either on your knees or like this. And then just keep that way, and keep your head up, and then we'll get into it to show you what else to do. But again, again, what Matt was saying, because it happens to me, my mind will start to wander. Don't get frustrated. Just focus back on that breath. Easy thing you hear everybody say, from the air coming from the nose, hitting that bottom or the top of the lip. Just focusing on something back to that. You'll notice that your mind will wander. Oh, I'm wondering here, and then go back to your breathing. So, but again, this is a practice, and
You'll
get better, I promise. But, you know, keep up with the practice.
Yeah, and I love what you said about posture. That is important, actually. You do want to keep your back straight, but again, don't feel like you have to be too tight. You know, just kind of keep it loose, but definitely be aware of trying to keep the spine erect, right, straight up. And same with your neck. And yeah, I think that's about it. And again, hand placement. You just do what's comfortable. You could have your hands here. I kind of do this position like this, kind of like similar to what Josh was doing with the palms up. But really, it's just making sure you're relaxed, you're comfortable, and you know, you feel right. You don't want to be too tight. You don't want to be too loose. Just try to remain balanced and relaxed. And again, don't focus too much on the results or whether it's a good meditation or a bad one. Just focus on being aware and sitting.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So as we're getting into this, I think we're going to do 10 to 15 minute meditation. We're going to get into this. Once we start, you'll see kind of what we're doing, and then from there you'll probably just start to focus in and on the ambiance around us, and that's also what we're focusing in on too. We're hearing it as we're slowing down that train. You know, we're noticing other things, even noises I know I hear, but I'm going to start to hear other things because I'm going to be so quiet, right? So, yeah, did you have anything to add on there?
No, I think that's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so we'll do 15 minutes. I got my little timer here, and we encourage you to obviously meditate with us. That's the purpose of the video, is to get everybody meditating, right?
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
yeah, that's what we're going to do here, and I think we're ready to go.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Another thing I'll mention as we're getting into this, you can have your eyes closed or open. If they're open, try to not get too distracted, right, of the things around you, but it is okay to have them open or closed. I prefer to have them closed. It kind of helps me go within a little bit more, but just wanted to throw that out there. All right. The 15 minutes has concluded.
All right. Man, I could have gone on for a long time. That was good.
Once you get in that zone, it's like you just kind of become like a rock.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Wow.
Man, speaking of the noises, like I couldn't hear it until you might not see it, but there's like a little stream going around us, and I could start to hear just a little trickle of the water in
wow.
the background. Yeah, I was just getting like I could really zone in on it. But yeah, just the breeze coming in, and then listen to the birds talk, the crickets. Oh man, I was home, man.
That's awesome. Man.
Yeah.
Man, I was right there with you. I mean, it's interesting, especially doing it out here in nature.
Yeah.
Because once you get a few minutes into it, you kind of feel like you become one with nature.
Oh yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
I'm just another branch or another leaf or rock, you know, right here
Yeah.
in this little area.
Oh yeah. I felt the same right before it stopped. I was almost kind of what I was kind of feeling. Like I was just this, I want to say like I was out of body, but I just felt I was just a presence, you know, and I was just part of it, you know?
Yeah.
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 So that's why when I heard the bell, I was like, oh man.
I know.
Yeah.
I heard the bell and then I coughed and then it was just like
Yeah.
back to the mind
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
instead of the being. But
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it was all good. Man, it's pretty awesome doing it out here for sure.
It is. I'm excited to see where the next place we're gonna go because just different noises. We're starting to get into the fall, so the seasons are gonna, you know, the weather's gonna change a little bit. So you know, just the elements.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I'm grounded right now, man.
Yeah.
Like my day's gonna be just that much more better.
Oh, it's the perfect way to start the day.
Yeah.
It really
Absolutely.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you didn't notice, we're out here in the morning. So, you know, sun is still coming up in the background. Man, this is if you could just do this every day,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's kind of hard with our busy lives, but
Yeah.
you could just start your day like this every day. Wow.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, and it would be something like this in the morning, wherever you do it. You know, it's something. When I was kind of going through things, I was told, "Hey, when you feel good, remember how that feels, and try to go back to it." And that could be something if you're practicing in the morning. Like if stuff gets stressful, remember that feeling that you had the first thing in the morning, and try to go back to it. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
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 And that's really the most important part of all of this is to carry it through the rest of your day.
Right.
You know, because if
Absolutely.
you're just doing this and then you go back to, you know, whatever you were before meditating, which probably is not the best thing if you're anything like us, then what's the point of even doing it, right? So yeah, the more that you can kind of bring that feeling back up again and maybe go to that place again, you know, just throughout your day, and it could just be a small moment that you do that. It doesn't have to be for very long, but just kind of bring that up again, get back into that state again, and that's only gonna help you.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, another thing I was kind of dealing with since we're out in nature.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's different critters and things like that.
Yeah.
We've got snakes in this area and all that.
Yeah.
And so it kind of crossed my mind as like, hey, I wonder if a snake is kind of like coming up on me. But then I thought, you know what though? If I'm just still and I'm one with nature,
Yeah.
nothing's going to bother me.
Right.
Because it's going to sense that I am another entity that's just meshed into the rest of all of this.
Right.
And it's just like, again, it's like I'm another tree or whatever.
Right.
And I thought to myself, you know what? Even if a snake like comes and like slithers on me,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna remain in my posture,
Yeah.
let it do its thing,
Yeah.
and not move. You know,
Yeah, and also be a very cool shot too.
it would
Yeah,
be
yeah.
awesome.
It's like, man. Yeah. No, I was thinking, so I wasn't thinking of snakes. I was thinking, mosquitoes and stuff.
Yeah.
Because at one time on this hand, I felt like, man, something must be getting me right now,
Yeah.
But then I was like, no, it could be just an itch, and that's another thing. You'll find, everything's like it's a chemical reaction, right? Whether the itch or whatever, you can just sit there, and that's another test. If you have like a small itch, you sit there and try to get away from the thought of that itch, and sometimes that can, most times it'll just go away,
Oh,
after
yeah.
a while, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, it's amazing how that works.
Yeah, so, but but just good things. We want to just kind of show y'all how, if you didn't know how to do it and how easy it is. It's very simple. You could get into it real quick. Just sit on the edge of the bed when you wake up or whatever, do it for 5 minutes, whatever. But it's a cool tool to have to work on, and something just to fall back on throughout your day, and you get stronger every time you do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
And yeah, the more you practice, the easier it gets, and the more you'll see the results in life, so I don't know if I have too much more to say other than that. I'm right there with you, man. I'm just kind of floating right now.
Yeah, I'm floating. I don't think we're gonna walk out of here. We're just gonna fly off.
I know.
Yeah. So
yeah, we'll take off through the trees and out that way.
yeah. All right. Well, thank y'all, and again, we'll see y'all next week.
All right. Yeah. Take care, everyone.